when I finally launched and then I had finished my website, I shared to my friends on Instagram and everywhere. I find out zero sales, nothing. No one is buying. Like
Oh,
it was like a huge flop because I was so excited. And
yeah.
then I just kept pushing it, and then
Elyse and Daniel are small business owners in the United States. Elyse, welcome.
thank you for having me. I'm really excited for
Oh,
this.
so am I. I'm so excited. I am smiling from ear to ear, and
So am I.
this is going to be so good. And I have to say, I am just so excited that you said yes to interview Elyse, because when I came across your Instagram, I was just blown away. So let's get straight into this. So how was your day yesterday, Elyse?
Yesterday was actually good. Yesterday was Sunday. It was pretty good. So it was pretty a
Yeah,
chill day. Like Sundays are usually rest days for me because it's like I go to church on Sundays. So the rest of the day, I
yeah.
maybe check on the emails and maybe anything that maybe I might need to work on during the week. And that's pretty much, it was a pretty chill day yesterday. How about you? How
Awesome.
was your yesterday?
Yeah, so yesterday was my Monday because it's Tuesday
Oh, oh
morning
yeah,
here.
true.
Yeah. So we're like way ahead of you guys.
Right, yeah. You guys are like way ahead, yeah.
Yeah. So it was the Monday. My kids went to school, and they've got 2 more weeks, and then there's going to be school holidays. So it was a very busy day, but
Okay.
today's a new day, and I am
Yeah.
excited for all the things. Of course, the interview now and other things that I have to do for my business as well. So yeah, it was good. Thank you for asking. Now, Elise, with what I like to do, the next question that I love to ask you, and I ask all my small business owners, and this question I call a backstory snapshots. Okay. Now,
Okay.
backstory snapshots, I like to think of them as moments or events from your early years growing up, or even from a few years back. And if those moments and events, you might look at them and go, wow, yes, these are the moments and events that have shaped me to be doing what I'm doing for my business. So the question is, what are your backstory snapshots?
Okay, so my backstory is I've always have a this love for entrepreneurship. I always wanted like to work for myself. And then I remember my first ever business was like in I was like 14, 13 or 14 years old. We were at it was like in high school. We had this event that we were making at school where people were selling stuff. So we were selling like barbecue kind of thing, and we were doing it with a friend. And that was kind of my first ever kind of business. We didn't really make any money, but I was just so excited to like have some people come in and buy. And then that was just kind of the first business I had. And fast forward to that, when I was 19. This was when it was like second year in university. That's when I found out I was gonna be a dad. And when I found out I was gonna be a dad, I had like all these thoughts in my head, right? I was like, I'm 19. Should I just run away from the girl, or should I just like be a real man and like be responsible, right, for like own up to like my actions, right? So I was like, okay, like it was my second year in university. I was like, okay, I'm gonna drop out of school because I need to like work because I the diapers are expensive, baby kids'
Mm,
clothes are expensive. So that was like at 19. So I started working at IKEA. I was working there for a long time. I hated it very much. And working at IKEA, I was always looking for ways to make money. I wanted to make some money online or any sort of thing like that. And that's when I think I stumbled through a video on YouTube on like Shopify and all of that. And then that's when I had the idea I can start because I saw on TikTok a lot of people in 2019 it was like booming where like jewelry kind of on TikTok people everyone was selling jewelry. So I had the idea to also like buy some jewelry in China and then buy stock, like buy bulk, and then I could resell it. And then I was so excited, so pumped. I watched like a long video about like how to make a website. It took me like almost 2 weeks. Now thinking back to it, it's so crazy. Like because now that I'm thinking, usually I can now make like a website in like 2 days or so. I spent like 2 weeks making a website. I was so pumped for like just the whole thing. And then when I finally launched and then I had finished my website, I share it to my friends on Instagram and everywhere. I find out zero sales, nothing. No one is buying. Like
Oh,
it was like a huge flop because I was so excited, so pumped, right? And
yeah,
then I just kept pushing it, and then I tried to like because I was doing organic, just organic TikTok.
yeah,
I wasn't running any ads at the time. I was
yeah.
just doing TikToks. When looking back at it, they were pretty cringy TikToks. I was just doing TikTok videos. I remember after
Yeah.
like 6 months with that business, I have no sales. Randomly from this, I didn't even have a video that blew up, but just this random person decided to buy. I was so excited. She was like from Texas or something. I was so excited. I remember I went on my knees to pray and thank God. And then I had a few sales coming in, and after some time, I just realized that that business wasn't really working out. It was just more so like a hobby and a waste of time. And it was like, should I keep doing this or? And then I kind of let that on the side, and then that was by the end of 2020 because I was
Yeah.
doing that for like almost the entire 2020,
Yeah.
and in around
Yeah.
December, that's when I just found out like maybe I should start reselling stuff. I started
Hmm.
reselling. Actually, I started reselling some designer items. That one was like my
Okay.
first business where I found out that it's actually you can make money online kind of thing.
Yeah.
That was like
Yeah.
2021, beginning of 2021. So at first it was a little bit slow because like I didn't know what I was doing, and
Yeah.
then eventually I started working with influencers where I would have them. I'll shoot a video of that makes it look like the influencer has that product. Let's say a shoe, because I was selling
Yeah.
shoes and bags. I'll shoot like a video that looks like they have the product and they posted it, and then I'll send a video and tell them to post it on their story, and
Yeah.
then put a caption that makes it looks more like organic. Because I know that
Yes.
people know that if it's just like an ad, usually you'll skip through it. But if it's actually someone who's like genuinely wearing the thing, they'd want to buy from it, right?
Yes.
So like
Yes.
I was like 2021 it was pretty cheap. Even like influencers were charging me like 200 for a story for 24 hours,
Yeah.
which was very
Yeah.
cheap. That was
Very
like
good.
working.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was working amazing. So I remember this one influencer. I think my most profitable day with that, there was a in a 20 in one single day I had made like 2,000 profit. So that business was like growing crazy. I still even have like my Shopify on it, and some days it'll be like
Yeah.
2 weeks I'll have like 14K revenue. I was like, I'm a boss now. No one can talk to me. Like
Yeah.
at that time I like quit my job like my yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, man, I'm just gonna do this full time, right? And
Yeah.
then like that was working amazing for like 8 months. So after 8 months, what like I started getting into trouble with what's it called? Shopify payments. Because
Yeah.
when you're reselling items, you need to have like a sort of a legal document. Because when I was reselling Nike, Balenciaga, like LV, and all of that type of stuff, but it was like one to one, like pre what they call it? They call it like what's the word for it? Unauthorized authentic. Yeah, so it was unauthorized authentic. So
Okay.
my customers knew that it was unauthorized authentic, and then like I wasn't selling at the same price as a Louis Vuitton, but it was like a pretty discounted price. So after like I
Yeah.
was making so much money, like Shopify would say like a week I made like 10K in a week, and then the Shopify payments because I was taking like credit card payments.
Mm-hmm.
They messaged me. They said, "Do you have like the paperwork to be selling all this designer stuff?" And then I was like, I
Yeah.
don't want to get myself in all this legal trouble. So I was like, maybe I should just give it a break and then take off the Shopify payments. Still take
Yeah.
the payment, but through like PayPal.
Yeah.
But PayPal also, which is even worse, they held like the till this day they stole literally my money. Like I had like payments coming in. I have like I remember this big sale that I had. It was like 4,000. They just till this day I never got that money back. And then as time just kept winding on and like all those type of issue I kept having, I was like, maybe this is not like it's not like a sustainable business model I can just keep on doing forever because like all this sort of
Mm.
issues. And then I kind of gave that a break. And then
Yeah.
I kind of not even gave it a break. I literally gave up on that. I was like, maybe I should just find something that more like scalable and more like just like legit, kind of like where I wouldn't have to worry about Shopify payments and all of that.
Yes.
And then fast forward to that, I was looking into drop shipping. You probably know of this drop shipping.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. So I was looking
Yeah.
into drop shipping. This was 2022. Looking into drop shipping, I was like, and that when I got like a little bit more used to like making website, I
Yeah.
would I would find a product, like make the website in a day. The next day, I'm gonna start running ads, and I had like 50 products. They all failed. I had probably like
Oh.
one single product that like went well, which I was
Yeah.
profitable for like a month, and then the ads started being not profitable because Facebook, like, because they have this iOS thing where sometimes it's hard to
Mm-hmm.
track your ads. You can't know
Yes.
which sale is
Yes.
coming from where, and when you
Exactly.
don't
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
sale is coming from where, you can
It
turn
doesn't.
off the ads that are profitable, and you keep the ones
Yeah.
that are not profitable, and at the end you
Mm-hmm.
find out you're losing money. So fast
Yeah.
forward to that, I find out that I was losing money with like I had like a bunch of drop shipping like e-commerce stores, which was just keep on losing money. And then I was just like thinking to myself, maybe I should actually like try to master more like marketing and all of that. So I started reading some books. I had this really good book that I read, which is called "This Is Marketing" by Seth
Okay.
Godin. I
Okay.
recommend. I don't know if you've heard of that book, but it's really good. If you have some
Yeah.
time, you can check it out. And then I just started
Yes.
reading books, and
Yeah.
like I wanted to also like, because even when I was doing the drop shipping stores, I always had in my mind I want to make like, I don't want to have just a store that I'll be running for like 2 months and then next
Yeah.
product another. I wanted something that can be like a long-term business that I'll be proud of, because in
Yeah.
drop shipping, like you'd have a product, you don't want to tell that to people because your competitors will make a store and start copying
Mm-hmm.
your ads and all of that. So I just had that in
Yes.
the back of my mind. I wanted to make like an e-commerce actual brand. So
Yeah.
I started reading books, just trying to educate myself more about marketing and all of that. And then Daniel, I also the reason why I also went with the bags, because I don't know if I told this already. I have 6 sisters and 2 brothers. So kind of from
Wow.
gro- growing up
Big
with
family.
I know. Growing up with 6 sisters, I kind of know that they love bags and all of that. And
Yeah.
so Daniel was like, at the time, because he stays in the States, he's a pilot. So like
Okay.
he calls me, he's like, we should start a business together. We didn't have really
Mm-hmm.
anything, yeah, we didn't really have anything in mind, but we just kind of
Yeah.
had that like talk together. And then I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, sure, we should start a business together. And then fast forward to that, I was thinking of I don't know if you know, there's this company, I don't know if they still exist. It's like they sell glasses, but the glasses, like the frames are removable. I don't know. It used to be a thing back then.
Yes.
You know
Yes.
that.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
from
Yeah. Yeah.
looking at that, I was like, maybe I should make like a bag that can actually like remove like parts and like match with every outfit kind of thing. And then the first thing I did, I kind of searched it up online to try to find
Yeah.
if I can find something that's actually exists. That's like that. I couldn't find anything. I was like looking online, every single thing. I couldn't find anything. So I called Daniel. I'm like, I have an idea. I have an idea to make like a bag that you can interchange and like match with every outfit. At first, I feel like he didn't really understand the idea. So he was just like, yeah, sure, we should. And then I made the mock up, and then I created the mock up design and everything. And then I had a supplier already. I contacted them. I showed them my design and mock up that I created and everything that I made of
Yeah.
the bag. And then I told them I need them to make me some sample of it
Yeah.
from a
Yeah.
supplier who was from China. And then I need them to make some sample. And then this was in beginning of 2023. And then
Yeah.
we sent my first sample in. After sending my first sample, I wanted to. At first, I started running ads because I was a little familiar with ads, right? Like
Yes.
Facebook ads and
Yes.
TikTok ads.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with ads, like I started interest targeting where I was trying like commuters, like my ads I'll target like commuters or moms, or like sometimes I'll do no interest, but my ads were really like kind of like not profitable at all because like it feels like I was like my it's like the audience, I didn't really know the kind of audience who would like be interested in that, like in my
Yeah.
bag, right? And I was running,
Yeah.
I just filmed like some like content with like the bag, And then like I was doing that for like I would say like that was first 6 months in 2023. Like I tried
Okay.
the ads, nothing
Yeah.
was working. Like it was like just like
Oh,
it was like flopping. I was like, is this actually a thing? But I was so confident in it where like I told
good.
Daniel we should still file for a patent on it on the
Yeah.
bag, right? Because I was like,
Yeah.
well, I'm actually confident in it, but it wasn't working out. And then I remember this one day, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna run ads. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna pray. And then I pray. I remember
Good.
I went on my knees and then I was just and then I told God, if you make this thing work out, I'm gonna tell everyone that it was you who did it and that it wasn't like from my knowledge of running ads or anything. It's
Yes.
gonna be you. And then for that week, I stopped running ads. I just started a little bit posting some organic content. And next thing you know, this was in November now of 2023. Like I had a
Okay.
video that had like 1 million views. Like I wake up, it's like a 1 million views. This is like literally like a couple of days just after I prayed. And then I have just this video that's like at 1 million views. Like this was on TikTok. I was like, what is this? What is happening? Right. And then fast forward to that, this is like by end of November. Like in my
Okay.
head, I'm like, it's one thing. People are like loving it, like, oh, it's amazing, this and that. But in my head, I'm
Yeah.
still not as confident because I'm like, it's one thing for them to say it's beautiful, and it's another thing for them to
Yes.
take out their card and actually purchase it, right? So I put on the my website an option for pre-order. So I announced that I was taking
Yes.
some pre-orders. And then next thing I see, people are actually starting to pre-order. This is in November of 2023. People are like getting orders in. I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna turn off the option to pre-order because I don't want to also people to wait for a lot to have so many people who's gonna wait for so long. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I kind of like validated the proof of concept for this, and people will actually buy it. And then I had those people who were pre-order, and then I thanked them. I sent them an email. I said, "Thank you for the pre-order, and I hope you're gonna be patient with me the time I get like some stock in, and then I get
Yeah.
everything in for them like to start shipping their orders." And then that was in November, and then in January, I was
Yes.
almost done with the stock that I had
Mm.
from people who had pre-order, right?
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you know this, but in February, it's a Chinese holiday. By the time
Okay.
they by the time they had finished in my like kind of finished work like getting my stock ready like for my
Yeah.
supplier, by
Yeah.
that time it was almost the Chinese New Year, which is in February. And
Yeah.
by their New Year, they literally closed everything, like the manufacturer, like everything. No one is working at that time,
Yeah.
right? So at that time, it was almost February, and the mistake they did is the supplier, like my supplier, when they ordered the zippers, they only ordered zippers for only one side, not realizing that each bag needs two sides of zippers. So that made me like just because I had people who had already waiting since November. I didn't want the
Yes.
people to because like I needed to like rush as much as I can. So I said, okay, you can just send me whatever you have, and then after that you can like get other zippers when like after you're back from your holiday and send them
Yeah.
in. So they had a
Yeah.
little stock that they could send me. This was in February, right? And
Yeah.
in February, which I had already enough stock for the people who had pre-order and a few left
Yes.
for people who were gonna like I was gonna market to. And this
Yeah.
was like February and mid-February. I announced that I'm gonna have like the drop.
Now, quickly, if you are watching Small Business Owners Secrets to Success and you have not subscribed yet, please, 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 can I ask you to subscribe and share, like, and comment if you can do that, because it really, really helps me a lot, and it helps spread the word of how small business owners can be supported. So be sure to do that. And thank you once again. Back to the podcast.
The drop on
Yes.
February, I believe February 29th or so. And that video where I announced it, that's the video that literally I wake up, it's like 2 million. It keeps on growing like 2, 3 million. And now it's like what? Now I think it's like 22 million views, right? And then it just went crazy like that. I wasn't like expecting it at all. And then first with the stock that I had, of course, I didn't know that was going to happen, right? So with the
Yes.
stock that I had, my first priority was to fulfill the people who had pre-ordered, who was so patient, right, since November.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
fulfilled those orders. And then like that was like at midnight, because I also had
Yeah.
an email list at midnight when I had like advertised my drop. I had sent an email to the people on my email list that I'm dropping like midnight, and then by 9 a.m. everything was already sold out, kind of, because like I had everything was already sold out, and I had to shut down the website. I had to shut down the website because like it was like all sold out, and then I just fulfilled like the orders because it was just such a small stock too. Like if I knew that it was gonna go crazy, I would have got the biggest stock I could ever get, right? Right. And then everything was sold out, and then yeah, and that's kind of so now yeah. I don't know.
Oh
Maybe
my
I'm going too much
goodness.
ahead. I'm like just saying what I have in my head. I don't know how this interview thing works.
No,
Okay, you go
it's
with the
fine,
questions.
Elise. No,
You go
it's
with the questions.
beautiful. It is. Yeah, I have lots and lots of questions. Thanks, Elise.
Mhm.
That was fantastic. I mean, oh my goodness, this is like a movie, trailer that just doesn't seem to end. It just keeps going on and on and on. So thank you. I really
Yeah,
appreciate
sorry.
that,
I
and I
like. I
would
think I have
love.
this thing where I'm just rumbling, and instead of letting
No,
you talk,
no. It's
okay,
like
I'm
each
gonna let you talk.
interview. No, each interview is very unique, and I don't sort of like have a template, So
Okay,
I was just happy to keep hearing everything. So I love to now go back and unpack all the little nitty gritty bits. So
for sure.
that is a beautiful backstory. I loved it, and so you obviously your determination and persistence really came across so amazingly well, and well done. Like, seriously, so many people would probably have given up, especially after the first, was it 6 months where you didn't sell anything with your previous
With the
business? But then
bags.
you kept,
Oh,
yeah.
you mean yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, your previous selling, the
Jewelry.
other product, yeah, jewelries and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And you didn't give up, but you kept going.
Yeah, I would say more so the reason why I think I'm kind of a stubborn kind of person. Because the stubborn
Mm-hmm.
how I am is like I see like, well, if other people's are doing it, I can do it too.
Yes,
Because like I'm like they just bleed like I bleed. I might as well just try. Worst thing that can happen is
exactly.
I fail, and if I fail, I'm gonna get up. So just kind of
Yes.
how like
No,
stubborn I am.
No, it is a good stubborn, if I can say that, because it really shows that, like you knew within yourself that you are supposed to be successful no matter what. And I think that is a great passion and a great desire to have as an entrepreneur. So well done. And then you just kept trying. And I was just thinking, oh my gosh, when your payment, stuff were not going through with Shopify, but you just kept going and just kept trying. Oh my goodness. What a drive and a passion. Like, it's almost like you have this flame inside you and you're like, it's just going to come out. It's just going to set on fire. I'm just supposed to be big and huge. Okay. So then we fast forward, and then so when you try to explain the design to your brother, Daniel, and he didn't
Mhm.
quite understand, did he understand when you showed him the mock-up?
Yeah, when I showed him the mock-up, so he got the idea of it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, sure, we should do it." And then
Yeah.
that's when I was like, I finalized the kind of the product, and then I also said I wanted this, like also like from the supplier.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So then, I think the video that got my attention was your the one that went viral, and that was when I
Hmm.
came across your
Yeah,
Instagram page, and I was like,
right.
"What? This bag?" And I will insert that little clip right here, and it was you showing the bag and then saying, "This bag, you undo it and it comes, together," and I was just
Hmm.
like, "What?" I think I watched that like, I don't know, 10 times because I was just blown away. I'm like, this is genius. This guy's amazing. And then I went through to the comments and I read all these people's comments, just beautiful. But then I think I noticed a few people said, "Oh my goodness, I hope this guy's got it all, patented, because you
Yeah.
don't want anybody stealing." So
Uh,
can you tell me the process of getting it patented?
Oh, for sure. So this was like even way before even 2023, when it was even still flopping, when like I kind of just felt like it was gonna work out. So I told Daniel, okay, even when we were like when we had the conversation of like starting the business together, I told them I'll take care of like the sort of the marketing of it and everything. You take care of the admin stuff of the business, like getting like the business registered, getting the patent, and all of that. So I told them, okay, you need to file first for a provisional utility patent, and then he filed for that one, which was that one first even protects you for 12 months before you file for the full one. And even way before, we didn't want to wait for all that. So even though we had that sort of a temporary kind of protection,
Yeah.
he still like also felt like, oh, this will be a good thing, and he filed for the full one now. And then yeah,
Congratulations. Good.
that's kind of yeah. But then
Wow.
again, for the full one that he filed, we're still waiting for that to be approved. We had first filed
Yes.
the provisional one, and then he had filed for
Yeah.
now after this the full one, and that one is to
Yeah.
be approved. So it's sort of pending that the full, but pending.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that is great because and I was just quite impressed that you said you did your research and you found there's nothing like that out on the market. So good on you
Right.
for doing your research first and then going
Mm-hmm.
ahead to get it, protected.
Right.
Okay, and then the next thing I want to move on to was the launch. So before you had the launch on the 29th of February, which
Mm-hmm.
I put down, did
Mm.
you like just tell me that day when, like, did you have nerves? Were you excited? Were you scared? Like, tell me, how were you feeling?
I was I was actually because I think that is that video on Instagram that went viral. It was on the 29th, I think. I'm not really sure.
Yes.
Was it on the 29th? Yeah, which is
Yeah.
like it's so crazy. I feel like it's just God at this point. Like it's so like it's like it all went like so good when I had like the date I was planning to launch, and that specific video also goes viral. So the day
Yeah.
actually of the launch, I was a little nervous because I didn't know what I was expecting, like what was gonna happen. Like yeah, I had like an email list, which was a pretty big. I wouldn't maybe I don't know how you can determine if that's a big email list or not. It was like 3,000 people on the email list. Yeah,
That's
I mean
big. That's big.
I don't know. Some people I've seen some people have like 100,000 people on their email list, which is like
That's
crazy.
big for a startup. That's
Yeah,
huge.
yeah, so I had that. So, but then again, I was still not knowing what was gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
That was February 29th. I was like, okay. And then at midnight, I was nervous, yeah. And then I just submitted that email and then saying, oh, we're launching this and that, limited stock. And then after we launched, we had with the stock that we had, fulfilling the pre-orders and the ones that were the orders that came in like during the night till the morning. That's
Mm-hmm.
when we had to shut down the website because like we didn't like have any more stock left.
Oh my goodness! And because you did say that if you knew you were going to be that successful, you would have had more in.
Oh yeah, because
That's
if I knew that the video was gonna take off, I would have had like 10,000 bags ready to go.
mm. But you know what? It's all part of your journey, I think,
Right.
because it really and also for your poor customers, they were like, "What? Sold out?"
I know, right?
Because I saw your
Yeah.
next post because
Hmm.
29th of February launch, and then a few days later you're like sold out, and everyone's like, what just
Yeah.
happened? That is a beautiful story. That is just so beautiful. Oh, I'm just so in awe. And I was like,
Mhm.
oh my goodness, Elyse and Daniel, they will need to, you know, be quick because I'm sure you probably now have more people
Oh
waiting on
yeah.
your wait list.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah. Now
impressive. So when is your
it's
next launch date? Because I think everyone wants to know.
so right now I don't have a date yet, but it should be very soon.
Yeah,
So because right now, just want to make sure even the remaining of the stock that they couldn't get the zippers from that should be coming in,
yeah,
which I want to make sure still it's even better quality because I feel
yeah,
like the previous launch the straps weren't as strong. Just because I want to make sure like people get the best thing out there. So like they could have sent the remaining stock like even like last week or so, but I was just kind of delaying to double checking with the supplier to make sure like everything is good, like the straps are very solid and kind of making sure everything is good. So right now we don't really have a date yet, but I'm thinking by the end of the month or so or beginning of next month we should
Yeah.
have it ready and announce the date.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you probably will have the same thing where it's going to be sold out just like that. So you might have to make sure you have more coming in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We just God
That
willing,
is
yeah.
the you go.
Yeah, God willing, yeah, hopefully, yeah. So yeah, the email
Yeah.
list even grew up. Like now, it's like at last time I checked, I think it was like uh 14,000 people on the email list. Yeah, I know it's like so crazy. It's just yeah. So
Beautiful. That is, it's a good problem to have, to be sold out continuously. So keep it
yeah,
up, and oh my goodness. So I am sure by now you probably have other people, like other entrepreneurs who might be wanting to have a stake in your business. Do you have that
yeah,
problem at the, yeah?
yeah. I have a lot who reached out. I don't know because I don't know
Wow.
if you know. I even had I don't know maybe in over there you guys is a different show. It's called here in Canada. It's called Dragons Den. So it's like
Yes, we
kind of
have it
similar.
here.
You guys have it there. Yeah, they reached out
Hmm.
and then yeah, I'm like they reached. I know right. They did it's so crazy. They DM'd me and then they said they would. Yeah, they if I've thought of like applying with them and I was like, oh, what's the best way to apply? And then they sent me the email. I might apply. Yeah, I'm thinking of applying, but you have to kind of
Oh,
look into yeah.
oh, that is so exciting. And so, what does your brother think about you guys going on Dragon's Den? Is Daniel happy with that idea?
So we're kind of going back and forth with it because like
Yeah,
he's saying more so like because even just the fact on going there, they have to take
yeah,
such a big like percentage of the sales you'll get because it's publicity, right? Because they say they give you
yeah,
publicity, so you have to give like this percentage of the sales you'll get right after the
yeah,
show. So like we're
yeah.
going back and forth with him. Him is thinking more like maybe we should wait maybe a little bit to like go on the next one where we're like kind of more
Yes.
established, right? And then me, I'm like, I'm more so just thinking like maybe we should just get that publicity. So, but then again, we're kind of
Mm.
going back and forth, kind of like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Mhm.
sure when is the right time, because everything is divinely timed. I'm sure,
Exactly. Yeah. True. Like
with your
God's
faith and
plan
stuff.
is.
I'm sure, yeah, the
Yeah.
time that you
Yeah.
guys are going to go, yep, let's do it, is going to be like a unified decision between the
That's
two of
true.
you, and it's just going to be perfect. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Oh, that is just all right. That is just so exciting. Fantastic. I mean, like a lot of small business owners will love that sort of a story where they launch something and boom, and it's just really a lot in a good way. I said,
Yeah.
sales, just demand, because it is a
Mm-hmm.
really beautiful invention, beautiful design,
Thank you.
so nicely executed, and I'm sure
Thank you.
it's just going to continue to go further and further. So obviously, your, I don't know how to say, maybe your higher self, you knew you were going to be that big, and I'm just so proud of you for continuously persisting and not giving up. And I think it's a beautiful encouragement for any small business owner, for myself too, because I'm just like getting
Hmm.
so excited to just
Hmm.
keep going no matter what.
Yeah.
And obviously, with the experience from your other failures, then they were not failures. I think they're more like a stepping stone for
Hmm.
you to be where you are. So
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you the next one, which is like,
And to just to cut you though, but for me,
yeah,
it's like I feel like I haven't like I don't like grasp it kind of that way because I feel like in my mind, I'm still like that. I have some doubts, right? I'm like, maybe this was kind of a fluke kind of thing. But then again, I'm like, I haven't considered like the business had like got to that point yet. But then I'm just like trusting God, kind of
yes.
thing.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
fantastic. Nicely put. That is so good. And so with the business aspect, so you've told me a lot about your many skills, your website designing skills, and how you read the book. This is marketing. I'm going to have a look at that one for myself.
It's a
So
really
what was
good
the
book.
name of the author again, so I can write it
Seth
down?
Seth Godin.
Oh yes,
Seth Godin.
I've watched his interviews on YouTube, so I'll definitely go and check that out. And
Hmm.
anyone
Yeah,
else listening,
really.
make sure you.
Yeah, I really like the way like he kind of like just like chop it up like how we like the how he literally changed my perspective on things. Like one of the
Hmm.
examples that he gave, how he was saying how most of the time when you're going to buy, for example, a quarter-inch drill bit, you don't need a quarter-inch drill bit. You only need a quarter-inch hole. That's the only reason you would buy like a quarter-inch drill bit. So he kind of
Of
has like this like
course.
way of thinking where it's like just so interesting. Like it's like a really good book. And then yeah, it's a
Yes.
very good book. And then how he's talking
Yeah.
about how people buy emotions. They don't really buy products. They just buy
Yeah.
emotions and kind of thing. Yeah,
That's right.
it's like very good book. I recommend it.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out because I have been watching him on YouTube, and yeah, he's just very, very insightful. It's quite funny that you
Mhm,
mentioned him because I did like a bit of a binge watching on YouTube with
mhm,
entrepreneurs, with Chris Doe. I think yeah, that's his name, and I think he interviewed him as well and other people.
mm.
Yeah, so that is wow. So you obviously wear a number of many hats with your business. Can you tell me some of the the hats and responsibilities that you, Elyse, do, and your brother Daniel? Feel free to tell me the different hats that you both wear.
Can you more elaborate, maybe? Like
Yeah,
as
yeah, yeah, sure. So the hats I seen you do website designing. That's the type of hat that you wear, and then you take
right.
that one off. You do customer, service, how you communicate with your customers, and then another hat that you do is designing. So can you tell me
Oh
more
yeah.
of the responsibilities?
Oh yes, for sure.
Yeah,
So for myself, like I'm the one who is take care of uh like like the communication with the supplier, and then finding the supplier for like the right supplier for this and that, maybe for the packaging, for the bags itself, like the entire supplier thing. I take care of that, and the like the marketing, like content creation, and like the entire marketing. I also take care of that, and the customer service. I would say it's both of us. Like it's just like the emails, replying to all the customers, like people who have questions, maybe in the comments or DMs. We kind of do both kind of do it. And he mainly focuses on like the admin part. He's the one who got the LLC for the business. He got the business registered for taxes and all of that. So he kind of focuses on the admin part. I focus
yeah,
on kind of the other rest of the things.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Well, I'm sure it probably goes on and on and on because I myself, I'm a solo entrepreneur and so I do everything. And
exactly. Yeah.
yeah, so it just sort of, it's quite funny because you really need to be very, I find that I have to not be too uptight and be a bit more like flexible and then also learn to let go of other responsibilities and sort of
Exactly.
yeah source out
Mhm.
things.
Mhm.
So I
True.
started doing that a lot better last year after 9 years
Mhm.
in my small business. So
Okay.
I always love hearing other people saying yes, they don't do everything, and it's actually a
Mhm.
sensible thing not to do everything. So
Right,
yeah,
right. And then I feel like it's like it gives you more room for like even like growth, right? Because like
exactly.
you like you can, if you want, like that saying, right? If you want to go like fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go with someone else, kind of thing.
Yeah.
If you want to
Oh,
go
very
far,
good.
yeah.
Yes, I love that saying. That's fantastic. Yeah, so with your suppliers, you said they're in China, and so are they basically just going to stick with you? You don't have to have any like changeovers or move to somebody else. They're very committed, are they?
They are, but I don't think so. I'll stay with them forever because like some other stuff like that I'm looking into is more having
Yeah,
like vegan organic leather, where it's like pineapple leather or cactus leather. They
yeah,
don't usually have that in China. If I would like have
yeah,
to source that somewhere else.
yeah,
So yeah, so like I don't know, God knows how it's gonna go in the long term, but
yeah,
I don't think they'll be able to stay with them forever. Or if
yeah,
anything, I might just have like a supplier somewhere in US or Canada who can just we can fulfill
Yeah.
everything from US or
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah, very
Mhm.
good. Well, it's good that you're thinking ahead, which is what you have to do as an entrepreneur, small business owner. You really need to be thinking ahead, looking at your possibilities. So that's
Right.
very good on you for thinking that out. And obviously, if you do go with Dragon's Den, I'm sure they will have their input
Mm.
as well to support you in
Exactly.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So exciting. Oh, my goodness. So, with family and friends, do you find that they're very supportive of, I mean, because they couldn't really support you in your previous startup businesses, but with this bag
Mm.
business, are they very supportive of it? Hi there, just a quick little word from our sponsor. Now, as you know, I'm a small business owner and this is my small business, See My Curls. So basically, See My Curls, my small business, sponsors this channel. So if you have wavy hair, curly hair, coily hair, or locks, and you like to try some natural, handmade, and organic products, be sure to check out seemycurls.com.au. And I hope that will inspire you to continue your curly hair journey. And yeah, let me know how you go. You can either follow me on my See My Curls Instagram page, or you can follow me at my Instagram page as well for these channel. All right, back to the podcast. Supportive of it?
Oh yeah, they are. Yes, like especially like because I told you I have like 6 sisters. All of them
Yes.
are reaching out like, when am I gonna get my bag? I'm like, you're gonna wait for the next drop.
And they better pay up too.
They
They're not going
better
to get it for
pay.
free.
Then no discount.
That's right. Oh, bless them. That is just
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah. So your model, the lady that models the bag, is she a
Mhm.
friend or is she yeah,
Actually,
who is
there. I
she?
don't know if you've noticed, it's two different people modeling it.
Oh,
I don't. They
are
look
they
alike that much.
sisters?
Yeah, they're sisters.
Oh,
So
there you
one of
go.
them is actually my wife.
Oh,
Yeah,
very
and
good, very
yeah,
good.
so she's the one like who like was my girlfriend at the time when I was 19
Yeah,
who got the kid, and then I was like, should I run
yes.
away? What do I do over here?
Oh, well, there you go. She is supporting you because she
Yeah,
believes in what you're doing, and yeah,
yeah.
the two of them are beautiful models. I have to say,
Thank you.
I love their calmness, their just soft spirit, very very soft spirit, and they do a good job. You please
Yeah,
let them know they do a
yeah.
really
Well,
good job modeling and just looking
mhm.
really good. So
Yeah,
good
right.
on them.
Right now, I'm even like after this interview, I'm planning to send some micro influencers, some back to model,
Yeah.
because I was like being like people were coming from me in the DMs like, oh, he's a black guy, but he doesn't have any
Oh,
black models in the thing, right? Because like
fair
I'm like,
enough.
they don't understand that it's not actually I chose like a model to just a white model. It's actually just my family, right? And then yeah,
Exactly.
I kind of explained it to them to kind of explain that as we're growing, we would have like
Yes.
black models, like
More
Asians,
people.
like everyone will be in, yeah,
Yeah.
more people, yeah, kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. So yeah, I've had a
Oh,
few micro influencers like who I'll be able to like who we agreed or for like to they can model and some stuff
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. I
Mhm.
always yeah, I just get so mesmerized when you're showing the handbags with the swap and the zip, and I was showing it to my husband and my kids and they were like, oh wow. And I said, I know I'm going to be interviewing them. I'm so excited. I just couldn't believe it because this is like a with small business owners secrets to success. It's a long name, but
Mhm.
it is what it is. I do reach out to some small businesses and then sometimes big businesses, and sometimes I don't
Mhm.
expect a response, but I was blown away when
Mhm.
you guys said yes because I was like, oh my goodness. So yeah, so it's just very very it's very good, and good on you for doing this and just seeing your vision and knowing you're supposed to be big and out there. So I'm excited. I can say I've interviewed them. Thank you very much. When you're on Dragon's Den and stuff like that. But yeah, yeah, you guys are going to go far. It's so obvious.
Amen. Amen. Amen to that.
Yes, indeed. Amen to that. So with your first launch when you sold out, can you tell me some of the feedback from your customers, especially obviously the feedback have been amazing from Instagram. But can you tell me
Mhm.
some of the reviews and feedback that you received from your customers?
Oh yes, for sure. Yeah. So most like which like it's funny how like whenever I'll get like an email from a customer, I'm like, oh, what's wrong? Like, is it gonna be like, should I worry? And then with the when I open it, it's like, oh, the bag is gorgeous, this and that. I'm like, oh wow, that's like I'm using myself. I'm like, oh, that's like I'm so happy that you like it, right? Because even when they buy, it, I'm like, are they gonna like it? And then most like all the customers' emails that I got so far, all of them are saying, oh, the bag is gorgeous. I just received it, by the way, this and that. I had this one, like, she even made me laugh. She was like, I received the bag, like I showed it like to my entire family. I was like, what? Yeah, the feedback has
Oh,
been amazing, which I'm very grateful for all of them. Like I haven't got any single person who was like it's ugly or anything, which is I'm thankful for.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, well, that is what you want. You just want people to fall in love with it and people to just love and appreciate it. And I
right.
love your beautiful, I think you said for comfort, durability, style, and versatility. And really, really, that is like the honest truth. So you guys are reaching out to people who really want to be supportive of the environment and
Hmm.
to not waste things. So
Right.
you really are nailing it there. So from the beginning, was that part of your sort of idea? You wanted to create something that would not be wasteful?
So at the very first idea when I got the idea, because how it was like from just the glasses, I thought of it
Yeah.
like as of something to match kind of all your outfits, right? And then as I was more so brainstorming about it, I'm like, this actually can also be good for the environment because like if I'm even like gonna start using vegan leather and like instead of having to buy multiple bags, you just buy a new bag part. I was like, oh, this will be even amazing for the environment. So I was like,
Yeah.
that's kind of how it went, and then I kind of like how I noticed how we could like be such a good also impact on the environment. I can now like kind of wanted to go all in to even make sure that everything around like even the production of it, make sure that it's also environmental friendly. Everything kind of try to make sure I monitor everything that it's not just saying it's for the environment when like you're like doing all these things are not bad for the environment. So I kind of like peeking on like this and that thing, making sure that everything
Yeah.
is like as I'm saying how we're pro like sustainability and all of that.
Yeah, and then
Mhm.
obviously on top of that, it's a fashion statement. It
Right.
really, yeah. So I guess the next thing you're probably going to be having, without you even reaching out to, big famous people, I'm sure they're going to
I
be
hope.
showing it. Maybe
I
the
would hope.
Kardashians or whoever. I'm sure they're going to buy it and they're going to be like, "Hey, Elise, Daniel, look, I've got this." So yeah, it's just a
Amen to
matter
that
of
too.
time. Amen to that. It's just a matter of time. I'm like, I'm like, downloading all these amazing things happening. So I'm just going to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. And so with the logo and the design of the name, was it something that you designed? Obviously, you do the marketing. Was that your idea?
Actually, no, the logo, it was not me. It was Daniel who made the logo. It's
Oh,
funny
good
that
on you.
we had the logo even before having the bags. Like it wasn't gonna be just for the bags. Like when he told me like we should have this business together, and then he made a logo. Like I didn't really. I was like, I was like, sure, just we can go with it, and then we just stuck with it.
Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah,
a beautiful design and Elise Daniels. It sounds very bourgeois and very sort of like very high end,
you know what's funny
business.
actually when you say
Yeah.
that? You know, because
Yeah.
it's Elise Daniel Paris, right? I don't know if you've noticed it.
No.
So like my like with Daniel, like we're going back and forth when he put Elise Daniel Paris. I was like, why you put Paris there? And then he was like, it's more bougie and bourgeois. I was like, okay, whatever, sure.
Yeah,
That's
what?
how,
That is the vibe. And it sounds,
yeah,
yeah, it's just got that very like Italian sort of name or yeah, very, very high end. So again, it's meant to be. So, oh
yeah.
my goodness. All right. So I think the next question I would like to ask. Oh yeah, with the
Mm.
colors of the bag. I love it how you sort of reach out to your Instagram followers and ask them, what other colors would you like to see, and the way that you are involving them and engaging with them. That is fantastic. So can you
Mm.
tell me your choice of colors, like why you chose those colors, I should say. Was it something that you decided to choose, like the colors that you chose?
So for the colors, we at first it was more so like I was trying to go with the most like neutral colors, what like most people
Yes.
would wear, right? Because like I didn't want to
Yeah.
go with like a crazy dark pink where it's like gonna be so like flashy and like I wanted to just go as with the most like common colors that people would like
Yes.
usually have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just going with the neutral, and then with
Yeah.
now that we were working on like having more stock in, and then we wanted to also kind of see what people want because it's one thing to
Yeah.
say, oh, people won't like this color, but you don't know until you try. So we kind
That's
of
right.
asked, do you guys or what colors do you guys want to see? So like, and
Yeah.
we've realized that it's like most people were saying they want the like the cognac brown and like a
Mm-hmm.
maybe beige and the light pink, yeah, which was yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Mm.
I read a comment. Somebody was super excited because of the red, white, and red was like a Canadian, the
Mhm.
colors. And then somebody else said,
Yeah,
"Oh, it's the same as my country." So they were very
yeah,
happy with that. So
yeah.
yeah. And then I think somebody else that mentioned, or a few people mentioned that the zipper, they wanted it to match with the bag. Is that something that you might be looking into to have the zipper color to
Mm,
match with the bag? It was
yeah.
just something that I read.
Oh yeah, most definitely. The only thing that would be a little bit tricky about that is if you think
Mm.
about it, if let's say the bag is cognac, if you have a
Mhm.
cognac zipper, if you have another piece, let's say if that's like beige, now it's gonna be that side of zipper is cognac, the other side is like beige. You see kind of how it'll look a little bit off. I don't know if you kind of picture it.
Yes.
How if you have like half a zipper that's cognac, the other
Yeah.
half that's like another color. It's like
Mm.
it becomes so many colors. But I'm always like thinking of like ways like what people want. Like I always like
Mhm.
I remember even before at the time of after I stopped the pre-order, I had the
Yeah.
option where they would just give feedback on things they want or things they
Yeah.
think that can be improved on. Because I think the I've definitely taken in on the people what they're saying, having the zipper that have one color or same color. And even a lot of people, I don't know if you noticed that too, were asking if there's a way we can make just the middle part to be just one single bag that you can be like just a middle piece to have as a one
Oh,
single
yes.
piece. A lot of people were saying that,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
that can be done. That's possible,
Yeah.
definitely. But yeah,
Yeah.
it has we can work on all of that.
Yeah. So then it becomes like a slimmer bag instead of
Yeah.
like a wider.
Instead of like a
Yeah.
whole coach. Yeah, some people were like suggesting that, but we're
Yeah.
we'll be working on possibly having something like that in the future.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Now, we've talked about all these amazing things, and I know you've shared a bit about your challenges. Can you tell me some of the challenges specifically with your Elise and Daniel's bags when you were, yeah, just any challenges that you found,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, this is too much.
So first, I would say the biggest challenge was when I was running ads because with the ads, like I didn't because it's like a sort of it's a new thing. People like you most likely when you see the ad, you've never seen something like that before. So when I'm
Hmm.
targeting, I don't know who's gonna want to see that ad kind of thing. So like when
Yeah,
targeting, it'll be kind of hard. That was pretty challenging to know who is the right person who would like to see this on their feed when they're scrolling. So that was pretty
yeah,
challenging to kind of understand the customer base. And now I kind of have like a sort of an idea of like kind of my customer base. Whereas
yeah.
if maybe because we're eventually we'll start running some ads because right now we're like 100% organic, which like it's which is like working fine.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So when we launch some ads, we already have like an idea of like the customer base and
yeah.
what type of people would be
Yeah.
engaging with the ads. So that's one of the challenges. And
Hmm.
any other challenges that I would say, I don't really, I can't really think of any other. I would say that was the biggest one because that was like
Yeah.
also kind of discouraging, right? Because like, yeah,
Mm,
that was like one of the moments I was like, is this people gonna like this or sort of this thing like that? Yeah, I'd say that's the
yeah.
biggest challenge.
That's okay. Yeah. Wow. Well, it's good that you've been learning from your challenges and your failures to get better and better. And that
Mm-hmm.
is just a great sign of a successful business and a business person. So both you and your brother have, yeah, just keep on going.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, so the next thing I'm very interested in finding out is your work-life balance. Do you find that either you yourself, Elyse, or your brother, you have a very good work-life balance, or you're still working on
No, I'd say I'm working on it
it?
because it can get pretty overwhelming, right? Because like I remember like
Yeah.
even till this day, like at night, I'll be thinking like I can improve this and that. Like in the middle of the night, I'm like, what if I make this change? Like, what if I make this change? Like, I'm like always thinking like, how can we make this better? Like how, like even not just the bag itself, more so like also a way we can market as we're like slowly growing. Like I'm thinking like if like I work with this person on that person, like it's like it can be a little overwhelming, but
Mhm.
we're working on it on like balancing like work life, yeah.
Yeah, very good. I have to be honest. I wasn't I wasn't very good at work-life balance. Only I started getting better at it last year when I started doing a sports in Australia called Tag, and I
Okay.
joined with my daughter, and we were on two different teams. And after a few weeks, I was like so sore, but I felt that my mental health and just the physical aspect of being physical, getting out there, getting fresh air,
Mhm.
and you really have to be in the zone because you cannot be thinking. I could not be thinking of, okay, stock I need to make while I was playing. So I found that it
Right.
was a really good way of taking my mind, basically off, the work
Mhm.
aspect and just being human. So yeah, and then
Yeah.
this year I've started playing hockey, which field hockey, which I'm
Mm.
loving, and yeah, it's
Mm.
just great. So
Yeah. Yeah, here
yeah.
hockey too is like the in Canada, like it's that's the sports, like everyone plays hockey. But I don't.
Yeah.
I
Do
don't like
you
it
do
very
basketball or anything? Do you do
I like
basketball?
I used to play soccer a little bit. I actually
Okay.
even actually in terms of sports, it's more so boxing. With from
Okay.
17 to 19, I was like
Hmm.
boxing. I was just doing
Mm.
amateur boxing, yeah. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
just like I'm just passionate about yeah the entire sports, yeah, of boxing.
Oh, oh, very good. Very good. And then I think the next thing I was going to ask, it just sort of slipped my mind. While I'm thinking of it, do you have anything else you'd like to say that I may not have asked you?
No, I don't. I don't. I have no idea.
That's
And
okay.
I don't know.
That's
Me
okay.
too. I'm like I what business what is your
Yeah.
business you run?
Yeah, that's okay. So I make hair and skincare products from
Mhm.
scratch. I
Mm.
so my husband is Ghanaian, which is from Ghana in West Africa, and then he's
Okay.
also English and Welsh. So our kids are very mixed, and
Mm.
so the three kids, they have very different hair type from curly hair, wavy hair, coily hair. So they were like
Mm.
born with hair on their heads when they came out,
Yeah.
it was full on. And so when my daughter, who's now 15, when she was about 3.5, her hair was just beginning to just get really tangled and messy, and I just didn't know what to do. So I bought a few products and they weren't quite doing the right thing. So I thought, well, let me make something. And
Hmm.
so from necessity, I basically just put together a few ingredients,
Oh
and
wow.
her hair began to really flourish and just was so manageable. When she went to school, these other parents were like, oh my gosh, what are you using in her hair? And I said, oh, I make it. And they were like, can I buy it? And I said, oh no, I'm not really selling it. And my husband's
Mm.
like, let them buy it. And I said, okay,
Right.
if they want to buy it, I need to make it
Uh,
look very nice. And so, with
mm.
my teaching background, I got into the aspect of research and sourcing
Mm-hmm.
bottles and how to design, and taught myself a lot of things, Photoshop,
Mm.
YouTube, how to do labels and things. And so that's the long story short, and that's how my
Okay.
business sort of came along. So yeah,
Oh,
so hair and
wow.
skincare products for wavy, curly, coily, and sister locks. Yeah, and,
Oh, oh,
and
nice.
thank
I
you.
might buy some for my hair
Oh,
or for my kids
okay.
too. Because like
Well,
he has like also.
I do send to America as well. So Canada, US, UK.
Oh,
So
perfect. Yeah, I'll
yeah,
definitely check
yeah.
it out. That's
Thank you.
amazing.
Oh, thank you. I have a thing called SBO Inspo, so Small Business Owners Inspiration. So each guest that I have will leave a word of inspiration for the next guest. And so the guest that I had, she basically uses polymer clay to make like earrings, jewelries, and it's
Oh,
just so amazing. She's also in the States. And this
okay.
is what she left for you. So I'll play you her word of inspiration, and then you see if that resonates with you in any way. So I'll
Mm.
just play that for you.
If there's something you've been wanting to try that's new within your business, but you're worried that it might not work, just try it and see, because you can always recover from it, and it might be something new that you love and that your customers love.
So
Okay.
yeah, I don't know if that resonates. I think it does, doesn't
It
it?
does, yeah. Most definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Because like in a way it sort of sums up your journey, doesn't it? Because
Mm-hmm.
you've tried so many different businesses and you
Right.
weren't sure whether it was going to work or not, but then you just kept trying. It didn't work, so you stopped, you try something else. It didn't work, you stopped, you try something else, and you just kept going. And then all of a sudden you had your light bulb moment, and now
Mm.
your customers are loving it so much that you are sold out each time. So
Yeah.
that is just great. So, Elyse, on that note, what word inspiration you would like to leave for my next guest? Now, I don't know who that is, and it doesn't really matter because I have found out that all the inspirations left by other small business owners have really tied in to other people's journey. So you can leave whatever you like to leave, just word of inspiration.
Okay, my first of all, my word of inspiration won't be as fancy as the previous one. Like all
Oh, it's
the
okay.
okay. So me, I think all I can say is just
Elise's word of inspo will be revealed in our next interview.
Well, that's a beautiful word of inspiration, and I really do love that. And with this small business owners interview that I've been doing, I find that each person that I talk to is like a win-win. We both sort of encourage one another. They encourage me, I encourage them, and other people
mhm,
who listen to as well, they get encouraged. And so I
right.
think if we sort of all sort of join together and support one
Hmm.
another and know that we're all divinely connected in on so many levels. it
That's
is
true.
it is just a beautiful thing. And
Yeah.
yeah, so Elyse, where can people find you on social media? Can you tell us where we can find you?
Oh yes. So our Instagram is Elise Daniel Bags. So Elisebags. That's our Instagram handle. And our TikTok is the same, Elise Daniel Bags as well.
Okay,
So
fantastic.
Instagram, we're on Instagram and TikTok.
Okay, lovely. And
And
then
the
obviously your
website, yeah,
website.
the website, yeah.
Yeah.
Website is the same, EliseDanielbags.com.
Perfect, perfect. And just one other thing. So with the spelling Elyse on your business, it's got the I instead of the Y. Was that
Exactly.
deliberate?
Yeah, yeah. So that was actually my brother, right? I
Yes,
mean, when I think about it, it looks better with a I when
yes,
it's
it
on the logo
does.
than when it would have been with a Y. So he just put it
Yes.
like that. I was like, yeah, sure, let's keep it like that. And then I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, we shouldn't change it. It even looks better like
No,
that. So we should just keep it like that. Yeah, that's
it
how he
does.
would.
Again, it's one of those meant to be thing. It looks really, really good with the eye. It just sort of, I don't
Yeah,
know, there's just something about the
exactly.
eyes, the way the eyes
Yeah,
sort of see it. So it
exactly. Yeah,
works.
sure. sure.
Well, thank you so much, Elyse. And I really, 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 from the bottom of my heart, I feel very, very blessed and privileged to have this conversation with you. And you are an inspirational, like, oh my gosh, you guys keep going. I wish you all the best, divine blessing on all your ventures, and all the best with Dragon's Den, whatever decision you and your brother decide to take. And I'm sure whatever you decide will be perfectly timed and it will just be amazing. And I feel like I've had a little glimpse into your beautiful journey. So thank you.
Thank you also so much for having me. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Likewise. All right. Well, you have an awesome evening, and I'll get started with my day as well. All right.
Okay,
you take care, Elyse.
Take care.
All right.